What the fuck was that?
Why you so upset, man?
I just witnessed one of the dumbest superhero deaths in fucking TV history, bro. Come on!
I need to hear your reaction.
All right, listen.
You're getting a bit off topic here, sir. All right.
Because that's rule number one.
All right. So what we talking about, man?
The Rick and Morty for sure.
All
It's
right.
time for that. It's time for Rick and Morty. It's time. That top 10 was harder than I thought it was going to be, but I got them in there, I think.
Listen, I couldn't. The best I could do was 11. I can't.
I got to 10 because I just left some stuff off that I kind of like, okay, well, I can't fit it all. So,
right. Well, I'm sure I know we both have vat of acid in there.
Well, of course, yeah,
right,
yeah.
But besides that, I don't really have these in order. I just have my top 10 plus one.
That's cool then, because that's different. Because I got mine in order of what I think.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I could do that.
No, you don't. No, you don't have to. It could be different that way. That's fine. No, actually, it's cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, what's your number 10? See if it's even on mine.
You recording this already?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Top 10 Rick and Morty episodes of all time.
Right.
I have Total Recall.
Recall. Yeah, that's one of mine. That's the one with the parasites in the house, right?
Yes, the parasites.
Yeah.
The parasites get in the fucking house and they start implanting memories into the family. And Rick is like trying to keep everybody under control. Like, yo,
yeah,
it's us 6, no more than that. Then all of a sudden you got like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
The number kept changing. And man, that stuff got weird at one point.
The funniest part was when fucking
Beth,
not Beth, but Jerry fell in love with his fake lover.
What's his name? Sleepy somebody or something like that?
Jerry.
Sleepy Jerry. Oh man, that's what I meant when it was getting weird, because he felt like they were on a boat together. That's when he realized that's his guy. Like, oh wow, okay.
It was very homoerotic. Okay, shit got weird.
Yeah.
That was my number 10.
Okay.
And I thought it probably should have been higher, but as I went down the list, I'm like, bro, I don't know.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Big Trouble in Little Sanchez. That's number 9.
Big Trouble in Little Sanchez. That is not on my list. Which one is that?
That's the one where Jerry and Beth go to space therapy.
Oh yeah.
And they have to they have this machine that shows them like how they really see each other, and it manifests.
Right.
And so Jerry manifested Beth as this monstrous fucking praying mantis, soul sucking demon. Yeah. And Beth manifested Jerry as this pussyfied ass slug, like a sperm snail thing. It was awful looking.
Yeah, he was a submissive slug, and
just a real wormy looking. Matter of fact, when she manifested him, like he
presented himself. Huh?
I say when she manifested him, he like rubbed his butt on her or something like that.
He presented himself.
Yeah, and Jerry was like, "Oh my god, it's like you really see me." That's one of the funniest episodes of all time because, of course, fucking Beth can't control her fucking monster,
right?
And it just goes nuts. It just goes nuts. One of my favorites, man. So Big Trouble in Little Sanchez for me is number 9. Number 8 is The Old Man and the Seat.
Is that
another one of my favorites?
Is that the pooping one?
That's the pooping one. Yes.
That didn't make my list. I forgot about that one.
Really? Yeah, man. Yeah. There's just so many here, bro.
Yeah.
One of my favorite voice actors is on this episode. The guy from Westworld. He also plays the Watcher on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forget his name, but that guy. Yeah, he's like one of my favorite voice actors. And of course, it's he pooped in Rick's toilet.
Right.
Fucking Rick goes back to the toilet. He knows that some things are out of place. He extracts the stool. he tracks the fucking stool. He kind of like analyzes the
he
food and
recreates
realized
the
like
sandwich that he ate.
Yeah, he went down to a fly restaurant. It was a fly that ran a frog restaurant or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And Rick like threatens his kids, and he's like, "I got 4 million kids" or something like that. And like Rick threatens
and then they
over
all
half
called him
of
at
them.
the same time. He's like, "Oh my god, it's about half of them."
Yeah,
That was one of my favorite episodes. That's one of my just rewatchable as fuck. Like
right. Yeah, that was what was that, season 5?
That's season 4, I think.
Oh,
it may be season 5. Actually, you're right. That may be season 5. Yeah.
That was a depressing one because the guy ends up dying, right?
He ends up dying. Yep.
And Rick, even though Rick was annoyed by him and everything, I guess I don't know, seeking some kind of friendship or something from him.
Yeah, he wanted
type
to
of
be
thing.
friends. And he correctly identifies that fucking Rick needs a friend as well.
Right, yeah.
Course, yeah. I'm the smartest man in the universe. I don't need anybody. He's like, yeah, whatever, buddy.
Right. And doesn't like the chair ends up like just talking shit to Rick? Because it was for the other guy.
He set him up.
Right, but it all applied to Rick as well.
Use my toilet again. But Rick ends up having to sit on it to like make all the stuff go off.
Right. And what was being said for the guy 100% applied to Rick as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that one was funny. If you think about it too hard, it gets a little sad.
Yeah, a lot of these episodes do.
A lot, yes. Well, that's Rick and Morty in general. Yes. Let me think. Number 7 on my list, I have Never Rick and Morty, and that's the Story Train episode.
Oh, I could not stand. I'm not a fan of that episode.
What? I love the Story Train episode, bro.
Listen, what they call it? Cum gutters or whatever?
I don't say it. Don't say the word. Yes.
They had that. Didn't Jesus appear in that episode?
Jesus appeared. He had a 6-pack. Yes.
Listen, that fake ass website. I was good, man.
I loved everything about fucking the Storytime episode. In the beginning, fucking Morty's a girl with a chesty girl, and of course he's looking down at him.
Right, of course. Hey, listen.
When the episode starts and Rick is going, Rick is in disguise, and everybody's telling there why I'm going to kill Rick's story. That was fun. I love everything about the Storytime. I have no idea how you like the Storytime episode. It's so fun.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's just too much going on for me.
He called Story Lord a fucking a space Frasier. Oh God!
I don't know, man. It just didn't rub me the right way, and
one of my favorites.
And I guess that's why I didn't like when he popped up again later in season 6. I didn't like that episode as well.
I like that one too. I left something off my list and it sucks. And at the end of this list, I'll let you know what it is. All
right.
What am I on number 6? Dude, Rick and Morty is so good. Pickle Rick's number 6.
Yeah, definitely on my list as well.
I've got Pickle Rick at 6. I wanted to place it higher, but I mean, damn, man. I mean, all these other episodes, I'm like, I can't. It actually slid. At one point, Pickle Rick was like number 2 or 3 for me. Then season 5 came out and it bumped it.
Right. Yeah. If I had to place where Pickle Rick would be, it'll be around here. I just think, better episodes. None of these suck. None of these episodes suck. It's just
no.
Since then, I think other stuff has come out, and But yeah, Pickle Rick was great.
The Pickle Rick episode, man. I mean, come on, dog. He turned himself into a pickle
to avoid
family therapy, and in the process, he ends up in some weird Russian lab, and they have a nickname for him already.
I forget. I forgot all about that.
And they activate Jaguar to go and kill Salernia, and him and Jaguar just going at it like 90s style action movies.
Yeah, he gets injured and he uses a pickle
as a bandage. He uses a pickle and some mustard to heal it.
Oh man, yeah, it's great. That's a great episode.
It's so fun. I mean, Pickle Rick, that's classic. Like it's up there. And then at the end of the whole thing, he washes up and he gets down to fucking the psychiatrist's office, Dr. Wong, and he has to explain why I
Susan
did what I
Sarandon.
did. What's that?
That's Susan Sarandon, I believe.
Susan Sarandon, yeah. And then like he gives like his whole life's philosophy to Wong, like,
yeah,
I'm a scientist, I change, I create, I turn myself into a pickle when I want to. Like he breaks down like his whole get down, right? Like why he finds life to be so fucking mundane, So he turns himself into a pickle because I'm a genius and I'm also a sad old man.
Right. Yeah.
Number 5, and this is another one where I can't. It should probably look. I'll be honest. It should probably be 3, but I said fuck it. All right. Mort Well Lived.
Mort Well Lived.
Mort Well Lived, aka the fucking the Die Hard episode.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah.
Beth is doing a Die Hard. Not Beth, but Summer's doing a Die Hard, and Rick is trying to rescue Morty from the game.
Right. That I thought that episode would have,
there, bro.
Yeah,
it should be higher.
I thought that episode would have more ramifications down the road with leaving a part of Morty in the game.
Well, I believe it will.
Right.
They're going to come back to that.
Right. Yeah. That episode had so many levels to it. It had what was going on in the game, and then Summer trying to do a Die Hard, even so she never saw the movie.
She never saw Die Hard, but she ends up inadvertently doing a Die Hard, even though she had never seen a Die Hard.
Right.
And then the guy kind of understanding, oh shit, she's doing a Die Hard.
Right. That's like their whole philosophy, isn't it?
That's how I know the people that write these episodes, they're on something. You don't write this shit sober, man. Like that's not a concept. First of all, the concept, the episode is so good. Man, I got it too low. It's too fucking low. It should be up there with the Vat of Acid. Like it should be up there. Like it should be up there because the concept. First of all, you could do that's 2 fucking episodes.
Yeah.
All right. The Die Hard episode could be his own episode, and fucking Rick trying to rescue Morty from the game is also a separate episode.
Right.
They found a way to do them both at the same time. Man, it's too low. And it's too low.
I mean, hey, it's your list.
It's too fucking low. Hey, listen. When this list is over, I'm gonna rearrange that episode. I'm getting that episode in there, number 1 or 2 somewhere.
Right. All right. I mean, that was your 5, right?
That was 5, yes.
Right. All right.
Number 4 is Rick Shake Redemption, which is why I say, and it should be behind a More Well Lived. But whatever, it's fun. That's the episode where Rick breaks out of prison, breaks out the fucking, and he crashes the economy of the fucking galactic empire.
Oh yeah.
By changing a 1 into a 0 and having them all flip out.
Right. Yeah. We see his backstory for the first time, even though he
lied about it.
Yeah, he lied about it. Oh, yeah. That episode. The world went crazy with the Szechuan sauce. Isn't that the same episode?
Yes, I want my Szechuan sauce. Yes. Oh, my McNugget sauce.
McDonald's had to bring it back. And
people
buying and selling that stuff on eBay. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
I love that episode. It's my number 4, probably a tad too high, but it's so fun watching Rick manipulate the fucking the Galactic Empire at the beginning of the episode, and watching Summer and Morty like use their portal device to go and try to find another Rick, and then they get caught by the fucking Citadel of Ricks, like the whole thing.
Right.
Like they run into the fucking they run into the family that they left behind in one universe.
Right. Didn't Morty try to kill Rick in that episode?
He did. He fucking
straight up tried to kill
because he didn't see the instructions on the
gun. Yeah.
Rick wanted to get shot, but Morty was like, he didn't know.
Yeah, Morty had no idea.
Morty took Rick the fuck out.
Oh man!
Now, bitch! Shot him right in the back of the head. Oh
man, yeah.
That's he said, "Oh, good thing I saw that note."
Right. Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's what, season 2, season 3.
That's season 3. That's first episode, season 3.
Oh, okay.
All right, my number 3 is the Rick Lantis mix up.
Yes, that is
obviously
absolutely on there.
The first Citadel episode.
Yeah,
just and fucking tremendous.
Like back then, I think I had cable, so all the promos only talked about them going to Atlantis. It never hinted at.
It never mentioned
Yeah,
Citadel.
So as soon as the episode started, and then it just jumped to something else. I like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, we got.
And it has one of the best intros ever. The song "In the City" by the Eagles.
Yeah.
One of my favorite songs. I love the Eagles. I love "In the City." So it starts perfectly, and it's just a showcase of like the universe that is Rick. And at this point, we don't know that this fucking guy's Taylor made this whole thing for him, right, on purpose, because he's a sad old man, right?
Right.
So you see all the different kinds of fucking Ricks, and you see Morty, and Morty's supposed to be like the suppressed class, the oppressed class of people, and they're killing each other down in Morty Town.
Yeah.
And fucking it's levels to that episode as well, where it's just pure genius. And it's like, man, this is like high level shit that you just don't come up with.
Yeah.
Like, who comes up with this shit, man? Like, and you can tell he has a good team of writers, because they're just layering on top of each other, and it doesn't interfere, though. That's the best part about it. It doesn't interfere. They don't clash somehow. They're perfectly layered.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Just
very fun.
Yeah. That had the Simple Rick.
Yes, Simple Rick. Yes.
Morty's killing Morty's. Rick's killing Morty's.
Lizard Morty going around licking random flies.
Oh yeah. What was it like? What one of them like was it Fat Morty, but he was actually just left-handed Morty?
Something
like that.
That whole little thing they had going was from a movie too. It was from a Stephen King movie.
Was it Stand By Me, right?
Stand By Me. There it is. Stand By Me. Yes. So they do such a good job of layering episodes and like these fucking Easter eggs, kind of like these homages to other projects. It's so good, man. Like it's fucking perfect.
Right.
Man, number 2 and number 1, I'll be honest, it was tight.
Whoa. Over Vat of Acid?
The Vat of Acid's number 2.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah, I
know. Okay. All right.
Vat of Acid's number 2.
All right.
Vat of Acid's number 2, even though it is pure genius. It's wonderful. I mean, the whole thing, because the great part about the Vat of Acid is we all feel just like Morty. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, jump into a vat of fake acid? You got a gun? Like, dog, it wouldn't be just easy to kill these guys? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you, like, at the beginning of the episode, I'm kind of with Morty. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of doing a lot. Why are you doing that for? And, and Morty's making fun of him, and then Morty tells him, hey, you never did my video game reset idea. And, of course, this is when fucking Rick and you kind of come together as like a super team, because neither one of you like time travel.
Hey, so time travel? It's not.
He said if the Ant-Man and the Wasp can do it, I don't respect it. Fucking poor Morty. Morty thinks he's been resetting the whole time. Meanwhile, he's just been nuking Mortys all across the fucking universe.
Hey, it's just Morty killing Mortys, man. That's how it goes.
He's just been killing himself over and over and over again. He hasn't been resetting anything. These events just keep piling up. Right. And then they all come to a head, and fucking here comes that vat of fake acid.
He's like, listen, I can fix all this. All you gotta do is get that vat of acid. It's like, damn, really, Rick? All that just to prove a point?
Morty goes, is this about the vat? Is this about earlier? Kiss the vat, Morty.
Hey, Rick, when Rick wants to prove a point, he'll prove a point.
That is, hey, man, that shit was diabolical, and it was genius, and I loved it, bro. Like, but it came in number 2 only because Rick Morai Jack put a bow on this entire, like, first half, the first 5 seasons. Rick Morai Jack brought it all together. It's the conclusion of the evil Morty saga. It's like a conclusion of the Citadel.
Right.
It brings you into his, because I also want to bring in, he says, the Birdman episode, but I figured like it kind of, I left it off because of this episode, but it shows you him and the Birdman stuff. It shows you his younger years, exactly what happened. His family was killed just the way he showed it was in that fucking in the Rick Shank Redemption episode.
Right.
And it also opened up a whole new list of possibilities for the franchise. That's why I put it number one, because wherever the fuck Morty went to, I kind of want to go to. Right.
Yeah.
And of course, it also ruined the portal travel for a little while. So all the ramifications for like the universe in that episode, for me, it was so perfectly tied up, and it's so well done. That I had to put Rick Jack number one. I had Rick Jack and Vat of Acid 1 and 2, and I didn't know where I was going to land it, but ultimately, because of the ramifications, I ended on Rick Jack number one, and also More Well Lived will be number 3 behind Vat of Acid.
Okay, so it moves from 5 to 3?
To 3, yeah. But and that's still nuts, bro. That's still so nuts. That's a tribute to just how fucking great this show is. Rick and Morty, truly great shit. Like it, man. I mean, goddamn, dog. The fact that I got a More Well Lived at number 3, like, which for some other TV shows would like they could only dream to write something that's that good, you know?
Right.
That says a lot, man. So that's my list, bro. That was my 10. It's a little tougher because, like I said, I left off the Birdman episode, only because of the Rick Jack kind of goes over it again, you know. So whatever.
Which Birdman episode?
He said when the episode he goes back and saves Birdman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he puts them back together, brings them back to life. Yeah.
Right. Okay, I got you. Yeah, that your number one. Yeah, it revealed to us that no, Rick actually isn't always the smartest in every universe.
Exactly.
He set it up so that we can only connect to those universes, which is absolutely interesting because did Evil Morty go to the universe where Morty is the top guy?
But that's the question, right? We don't know.
Right.
That's the question. Yep.
And to be honest, there's really no need for Evil Morty to come back to this universe.
No,
you know, but I kind of hope he does. Just because.
Well, to make it interesting, they should go over to wherever he was at now, wherever that golden portal fluid, like wherever that is. Yeah, go there because chances are he is the emperor of all in that.
I think it'll be more interesting if he goes there and he's not the top guy. You know, it's like, oh yeah, you may have been badass for those Ricks over there, but you're like mid-tier over here.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty interesting. But like I mentioned earlier, I couldn't whittle it down to 10. I'm stuck at 11, and I actually got a bunch of honorable mentions, but I won't mention those.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
I'll go backward from the list. It's not really in this order, but I'll just say number 11. I got Claw and Order. It's from season 4. Special Rick Miss Morty. That's where the slut dragon shows up.
Oh, God.
And the bad cat.
You picked one of my least favorites too. Yeah, that's fucking that fucking whole weird thing with the dragon, the fucking soul bonding.
That is hilarious. And then
one of my least favorite ones. I don't dislike it, but one of my
Oh man, listen, the slut dragon and the evil cat, evil talking cat.
God.
2 different stories going on at the same time. It was either a birthday gift or something for Morty. He gets him the dragon. Morty gets bored with it, wants to return the dragon, but they're soul bonded. They had to go to that fantasy world, and they realize all the other the rebel dragons are just a bunch of sluts and horny dragons.
Yeah.
Listen, the wording they use for the fact they call them slut dragon, and the old
dragons,
the old dragon is called Shadow Jacker. I can't even say it. It's disgustingly funny. Listen, I could watch that episode and use that terminology any day. It is absolutely hilarious to me. And the fact, I want to know what the cat did. They never explain what the cat
I don't even
did.
remember the cat. So yeah, that's one of my least favorites, no doubt.
So the cat shows up and he befriends Jerry, and he keeps trying to figure out how the cat can talk. And he's like, "Don't worry about it. It's just a talking cat." Rick looks into the cat's past, and Rick and Jerry both throw up from what they saw.
Yes,
then the cat runs off.
That cat is that the kid? That's the guy from the voice of the cat is the guy from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah,
Matthew Broderick, right? Yep. Yeah. Okay, I do remember now.
Listen, that's one of the fun. I put that on there because I found it so funny. It was, the writing wasn't really that great. It was just funny to me. It was just funny.
No, I hear you.
Yeah. All right. So number 10, the Rick Lantis mix up. It's not really number 10, but when Evil Morty returned,
yes,
and even before that, we already talked about it. Morty killing Mortys and all that. They're all the same age. Nothing's different about them except for the position they were put in the Citadel. We saw all the different Ricks. And then, I don't know for you, but for me, I was like, is that Evil Morty that's running for president? Yes or no? And then at the end, it's revealed that it is Evil Morty. He takes over the Citadel. And it's just, look, hearing the song return was great. Just everything about it. And the fact that it was supposed to be a different episode altogether. We were supposed to see Rick and Morty go to Atlantis. Apparently,
go to Atlantis. They just don't.
Right. Apparently, Morty got some mermaid puss. Is what they said at the end. Yeah, Rick was bragging like, "Hey, Morty, you got some mermaid puss." So hey, it was an interesting episode. I wonder if they'll ever show that. I
that and Boob World, man. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh man, what was the? There's an episode. I forget which one it was. It was summer Rick and Morty, and Rick didn't want to leave. He was going planet to planet, and he met some alien chick who had boobs on her elbows. You remember that?
No. What?
So they were going planet to planet, and
I don't know this. Hold on.
Yeah, I forget why they were doing it or what, but Rick didn't want to leave for whatever reason. He didn't want to go home, and he hooked up with some alien chick, and he's like, "Oh, this is the love of my life," and all that.
Elbow tits.
Yeah, and he found out the reason that he didn't want to leave because she had boobs on her elbows, and that was enough for Rick. But
what episode was that? Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, man.
Maybe that's something I just missed. Hold on.
What, are you Googling it?
Oh, Daphne. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes.
I was like, wow. All right. All right. So that's 10. 9. Vindicators 3. I thought
legitimately can't stand Vindicators 3. Don't like anything about Vindicators. What? I went and watched the YouTube version of the rest of the Vindicators. I went and watched all that shit. I didn't find any of it funny. Just weird.
You didn't watch the Vindicators 2 on
I did. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I don't like Vindicators. Any of it.
Man. I thought it was I thought it was great. We got it. You didn't like Noop? Come on, man.
You're right. My bad. Noop. God damn. That's the only part of the episode I like. That's the only part of the episode I like was Noop. That was it. Other than that, the rest of the fucking Vindicators suck. They're just assholes.
Right. Like fucking that's the whole point. That's what Rick's trying to say.
Alcoholic piece of shit. Like
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's one of the ones that just kind of like I watched it. I'll still watch it. Probably that and Rick Potion number 9 for me are probably like my least favorite episodes.
Oh man. Vindicated 3. I like the fact that it just honed in on, hey, we do other stuff that y'all don't see. We did Vindicators 1, but they didn't call us back for Vindicators 2. And recently, within the last, 6 months or so, Adult Swim released Vindicators 2 in small shortcuts and explained what happened there. But yeah, Vindicators 3, I like seeing how far drunk Rick can go when he wants to prove a point or whatever, and how long Morty's been with drunk Rick so long, he knows he already knows what to do when this occasion arises. You know, it's like, oh, he set up all these traps. He's like, okay,
you're always getting so drunk that
right.
I know what to do now.
When you get drunk, you like to talk about Israel for whatever reason, and you know,
Hey, I do too, Rick. That's why I relate. All right.
Right. And then in the end, he's like, listen, like people try to kill me all the time, and I end up, doing drugs with them later. So it's all good. But yeah.
My favorite part about the whole episode was when he was like, criticism of Israel is not equal to anti-Semitism. It is just criticizing the geopolitical situation of the region.
It's drunk Rick, so you can't complain about it, right? So that's why. I mean, that's just one of the reasons I like the writing. It's they throw in so many random stuff, but the situation they put the stuff they saying is like, I mean, you can agree, disagree, or complain about it what you want, but it was just a drunk guy saying stuff. So like, you can get mad if you want to. But yeah, Vindicator 3, I absolutely love. I don't know what's up with you, man. Maybe uh-oh.
That was weird.
Yeah, what happened there?
Well, I have a clue, but keep it to myself.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh
yeah. All right. No. Oh shit. Number say 9. Total Recall. Oh yeah, the parasites in the house. Absolutely fantastic. All the
fucking
different
hilarious.
I think when you see all the random stuff going like that, I think that's just an amalgamation of all the different ideas they threw out. And they're like, okay, we can put this in the episode.
Let's get it out. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a giraffe butler and just random stuff happen in this story. And and another reason I like it is because it's Rick's fault. Rick, like if you go back in a previous episode, it's Rick loading up crystals that have the parasites on them, but he doesn't realize it. So he introduced the parasites in the home type thing, and I don't want to say
it's usually Rick's fault.
It's usually Rick's fault.
Yes.
But well, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, like even the first episode with the putting the seed up Morty's butt and all that. I guess most of this is Rick's fault, but it's
make him smart. Yep.
Right. But I don't know. This one it was just different in the weird stuff with Jerry and Sleepy Jerry, and the introduction of Mr. Poopy Butthole and Beth shooting him because she couldn't think of anything bad.
Yeah, but hey, listen, Beth, I'm with you. That's weird. Why is your name Mr. Poopy Butthole? Shoot him.
Mr. Poopy Butthole. The fact that he became a normal character after that, was hilarious just off of his name.
God damn. Ooh wait.
Mr. Poopy Butthole. And now that I think about it, I'm surprised I didn't put the heist one on my list.
I thought you didn't like the heist one.
I mean, I found it funny. No, I
like heist movies, so I love the heist episode. Like, I loved it.
Right.
Because that episode was for me, and it was also mocking me, and I don't care.
Right.
Because I'm one of those people that love heist episodes. I love heist movies. I do.
Right. I'm not a fan of heist movies. I think that's why I like the episode, because it just pokes fun at it, and it does.
It makes fun of the whole trope. Yeah.
It's the God damn it, I'm in. And all that good stuff.
God damn it, I'm in. Yep.
Next is Pickle Rick. Again, it's not in any order, but number 8 might actually be a good spot for Pickle Rick. I don't know. I think the longer it goes on, I think Pickle Rick might move down the list more.
It's gonna slide back. It's just gonna keep sliding. Yeah.
I think it was so ridiculous when it came out, and it's still good. It's just we see this crazy random stuff like this so much. It's I don't want to say it's kind of lost its luster for me, but I think it has.
No, maybe because when it first came out, it was so kind of like inventive. Like, damn,
Yeah, he's like, well, you going through all this just to, and it wasn't even well done. Like Beth saw the syringe hanging, like
Yes,
that was
yes,
supposed to
yes,
drop
yes.
when they closed the garage doors. Like, come on now. But seeing what Rick can do as a pickle was interesting. How he
It
killed the
was, it was.
cockroaches and the rats and all that. And Jaguar showing up and Rick explaining that there's infinite amounts of his daughter out there, but it only works for him, and he didn't want to go to the trouble.
Do I have infinite daughters? No, just me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, come on, Rick. There's no need to be like that. But yeah, that's a classic Pickle Rick. I think that'll be on most people's list. Next we got the Ricks Must Be Crazy, which is the car battery episode, and I'm surprised that wasn't on your list.
Yeah, well, it's one of those ones, man. It was one of those ones. It was at one. Look, had you got me last year, it would have been there.
Right.
It just I left it off. Trust me, it was on the list before the list, but I couldn't find a spot for it. Like because I love those other episodes. I love those other episodes so much.
Right.
So, but yeah, but no, it's honorable mention for sure.
Right. Yeah, and there's another one of those episodes where it's two stories going on at once. The main story is Rick's trying to fix the battery. Another one is the car has to protect Summer.
Yes.
And it's incredibly dark, but they put funny spins on everything because
when they fucking cubed that cop from that laser, bro, I fucking died laughing.
Man,
and then they melted the other cop's kid.
Nah, they brought him back to life just so he can kill him because Summer said the car couldn't physically harm anyone, so it mentally harmed the cop.
Man.
that is ridiculous.
Really fucked him up.
Right.
That was so dark. Yes.
And then the people inside the battery, at least the smart ones, realizing what's going on and how Rick has basically it's slavery except with extra steps.
Slavery with extra steps.
And it's crazy because in the end, Rick states that listen, one or two things gonna happen. Either my battery's gonna work or I'm gonna get me a new battery. And the guy in that battery knows that. So the battery's gonna work because he knows if the battery doesn't work, his whole world's gonna die.
Your whole world's over. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, damn, that's nuts.
And it takes Morty being the moral guy here, like, Rick, don't you see how fucked up that is?
Right. Yeah. And then the guy in the battery is doing the same thing for his world.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's just the depth and all the stuff they touched on. I thought it was one of those 2-story episodes that was done very well. Let's see. Next, I don't know what number I'm on, but Rickety Minutes. Rick City Minutes.
Yeah.
The first cable episode in season 1.
Is that the one where was that the one where Jerry had to like give up his penis?
No, that's number 2. That's the second one. The second one was I don't think it was. I think the secondary it was good, but I don't think it was good as the first one. The first one introduced that it's the first time we saw Morty trying to be smart when he explained what's going on, and then Rick still ridicules him for half-assing the explanation. But then we just see the randomness and what's the word? Where it's you watch Who Lines Is It Anyway?
Yes.
What's that called when they do that? Where it's just, hey, give me a topic, give me a place type thing.
Okay. Yep.
I forget the word. I forget what it's called. But that's basically all it is with these commercials and shows that they watch. Like when they do the two brothers, and they explain it's two brothers fighting a armada from space, and then Granny shows up, and then it kicks it up, and the tornado comes down, and then by the end of the time,
is that the other one, the cereal, the eye hole man?
I think
I'm the eye hole man. Nobody's allowed to have eye holes.
Right? Yeah. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if that's one or two.
So silly. Yeah.
But this one also had the Lucky Charms where the kids cut the guy open and eat the Lucky Charms.
Yes, and he's screaming the whole time. Oh my God, this is terrible. Yes.
And they had the different version of Garfield where he's like
fucking silly, man.
Making
it's
fun
fucking
of
silly.
causing white trash, and it's like it's just random stuff. But also that's the secondary stuff. The main stuff is like what was it? Beth and Jerry aren't into that. So Rick gives them the goggles to see their alternate lives. And then
yes.
And then
And they all start to kind of get obsessed with the idea of their ultimate realities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but and Summer finds out, and it's another reason I like this, because the whole thing with Summer, we know that Beth and Jerry is supposed to happen, and Morty's supposed to be there to help out the Ricks, but we see that Summer being there is kind of an anomaly. It's not a normal thing that happens. Either Beth ends up having an abortion, or it just doesn't happen. So I just found that interesting, because even when they go to the Council of Ricks for the first time, and I think Summer's with them, or whatever time they go there with Summer, you can hear them talking about, like, wow, he has a Summer with her, like, with him, like as if that's a rare thing. So I just find it interesting how they put it all together, how stuff is supposed to be, but yet there's still anomalies and stuff like that, and Summer's one of them. Next episode is, I know this one you don't like, the Wedding Squanchers.
That's another one I didn't really care for. I don't have good reasons why. It didn't connect like that,
Right. It's very story heavy. That's why I liked it. I'm pretty sure it's the last episode of season 2. Rick goes to the wedding of his best friend, and I liked it because we actually see Rick, give in. He's like, oh, love and all that, blah blah blah. But eventually, seeing Birdman happy, he congratulates him, only for it to backfire, and his original reason for not believing in it is shown. Birdman gets killed by Summer's friend, and then Rick gives himself up to the Galactic Police and all that. I think a lot happens that episode. It shows a lot for a lot about Rick and what he's willing to sacrifice and stuff like that. And also it leads into 1 year episodes where he breaks out. But
love it.
But yeah, just seeing Rick give himself up, and then like Jerry finally gets a job.
Weird ass planets and shit.
Yeah, the weird planet, the one everything's made out of what, like hexagons or corn or something like that. And
yeah.
And the one where the sun is constantly screaming. I just really liked that episode. It was very story heavy, and that's why I liked it.
Okay.
I think I'm in my top 3 now. Let's see.
Top 3. Let's see what we got.
3. Yeah. All right. So number 3 is M. Night Shyamalan Aliens from season 1. That's when Rick and Morty's in the simulation. And they're trying to steal the the portal technology from Rick or something like that.
Yes. And they keep trying to steal it over and over again. And Rick's like, yeah.
And then it turns out that Morty was never even there. It was only Rick. And Jerry's there by mistake, and he still messes it up because we got to see what Jerry did for work, which was come up with slogans or whatever.
He was an ad, sales.
Right. But I like seeing it because for the most part, the aliens got the best of Rick until the very end, but it revealed a lot, showing that how important Rick is, I guess, in season 1 to universe and stuff, how smart he is, how people want his technology and stuff like that. We really didn't see much of that in the later seasons. In season 6, we did with the superhero stuff, but just normal groups of aliens wanting to get his technology. I found that interesting. They went through all the work to remember how Morty's genitals look, because they know that Rick knows that they wouldn't do that type of thing. You're in a simulation inside of a simulation type thing. But in the end, Rick wins and blows them all up. But
yep.
Just how deep it went, I thought it was great. And that one was great. All right, the last two. Number 2 is Analyze Piss.
Oh, yeah. I liked it too. It didn't make my 10, but it was fucking gross. But
yeah, it was extremely gross.
Fucking gross.
I think we saw the most growth by Rick in that episode.
Yes.
And Susan Sarandon, the psychiatrist, came back, and Rick actually listened to her, and his life improved, and which also made Jerry's life improve. And we saw Rick try, but in the end, he ends up
in the end, he ends up
being
the same narcissist he always has been, and he tells, he tells Rick, hey, he tells Jerry, hey, you're the reason he killed himself.
Well, he kept the suicide note, and he shows Morty.
The suicide note,
and Morty's like, why would you keep this? But we know what kind of person Rick is, and as much as he wants to change and be happy, he has to be this guy. So he keeps the note and he shows Morty. So but we see him try and all that, and I just like the whole. That's just weird, like using piss as a power, and it's
and your
weird.
Fucking helmet's full of fucking rancid piss,
and like there's a whole world of Hitlers that Jerry blows up.
Yep.
And like a whole world of orphans that, like, how's the whole world nothing but orphans? It's like it's just weird, but I like the growth that I saw in Rick in that episode, but also seeing him sabotage it all, but him trying. And of course, number 1 is A Vat of Acid. Fantastic writing, superb all around. No complaints.
It is A Vat of Acid, man. It's there, bro. It's right. Yeah.
I was Morty the whole time. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, no, Rick, Rick went so far just to prove a point. And it's hilarious. And the funniest part about it is the guy who thought acid didn't affect him. So he went on the
very end.
He went on like the Tonight Show to jump in a vat of acid, but he went feet first. So it hurts the whole time he's being dipped in.
The whole fucking time, bro.
It's like, damn, that's so unnecessary.
Eat my ass.
It's so unnecessary.
The whole thing is unnecessary.
That's one of the best episodes of anything I've ever seen. And I think I think that was in season 4. But yeah, I think after seeing that, and I know you like season 5, but I wasn't a big fan of season 5.
Really?
I matter of fact, I don't think I have any episodes from the only one from season 5 that almost made my list was Multiplicity, when I forget why. Oh, the squid aliens attacked their family, and all the decoy families pop up.
All the decoy families, yes. The decoy families
was on my maybe list.
The decoy families, the night families. Hey, Brad, I love it.
The night
family is another one that almost made it for me. Yeah, really loved it.
Yeah, same here. The night family is Rick's is such an asshole, man. Like, just wash your dishes, man.
Wash your fucking plates, man.
That's all you got to do. And another reason I liked it is it goes back to the whole Summer thing. When Rick isn't, being a guy, Summer seems to be the de facto leader for the family. We see it in another episode where when she's given power and control, she can kind of take over. So I just find that interesting, and it goes back to the whole how much of an anomaly she is, that she's not always a part of the family type thing. But yeah, that's my top 11. I couldn't do it for 10.
I couldn't get to 10.
I couldn't, man. Like the Whirly Durly conspiracy was on my maybe list, with the theme park where you couldn't die.
That was on my list too. Whirly Durly was on. It was there. It was right there.
Yeah, and I had one more. It was rest and relaxation, where the toxic.
Oh, that's the me and you were so similar on the. I'll call those outsides looking in.
Yeah,
rest and relaxation, dude. That episode is so fucking good.
Right.
And fucking Morty, well, Rick is the one asking the philosophical question, like, if the toxic versions of ourselves are still us, then don't we have a more responsibility to them? And
Right.
fucking Morty's like, no.
Right?
Hey,
Yeah, Morty's like, nah, I'm good. And it's just interesting to see how successful Morty is without all that.
Without the his toxic self-loathing. Yes, how far he can climb.
Right. And it's yeah, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's kind of sad, but it was kind of neat to see. To see that. But in the end, I think he came to the realization that he needs to be put back together because he let the phone trace happen.
He does.
But
listen,
yeah,
he ends up there's another very mature woman he ended up getting with.
Yeah.
And,
and she's like, listen, you told me the truth the whole time. You never lied to me at any point. And then they had like a little Voltron come in, tie Morty up, which was pretty neat to see. It was like a bunch of drones that when they combine,
he finally gets his opportunity with his what's the girl he likes? Jessica, and at that point, like, he's too positive for Jessica, and she's like, "Hey, man, you're too much. I can't do this now."
Right, and and it points out that she had some kind of feelings towards him.
Yes.
And I don't think she popped up in season 6 at all, because in season 5 she gets kidnapped.
She's a Time Lord.
Yeah, she becomes a Time Lord, and we don't see her anymore.
Yeah.
Even when they had the one episode when they're in school, and the teacher's like, shit, Morty's back. What's going to happen today? We don't see Jessica. So I'm interested to see
the first episode of is. So that episode you talked about, she becomes a Time Lord. That's season 5, right?
I think so, yeah.
That's another episode where I really, dog. And so you can't do 10 because that episode's up there.
Well, the reason that one didn't
Ocean Master, bro, or whatever the fuck his
Mr.
name
Nimbus, his junk was swinging. The animation for his junk swinging around was a bit too much for me.
It was fucking hilarious. Mr. Nimbus and his dick swinging around every time he moved, man. The shit was hilarious.
Mr. Nimbus and
Mr. Nimbus, and then him going into that fucking time portal with the wine.
Yeah,
coming back. It kept being like another couple 100 years, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
Man, it's great. And then like Mr. Nimbus controls the cops. He
controls the cops.
That's his special ability.
He controls the cops. What's that mean?
Oh man. But yeah, there's plenty that could have made it. Look, if we were doing like top 10 scenes or whatever, I think my list would be completely different. Cause like the whole don't mess with squirrels scene I thought was great. But the rest of the episode, instead of the interdimensional cable, they did Morty's mind melders or whatever.
Morty's mind blowers. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
and then the squirrels like plot to take down governments and all that, and Morty finds out, and Rick's like, "Listen, man, don't fuck with squirrels. I told you that."
Don't fuck with squirrels.
And that's just a random thing that I find interesting, because Rick and Morty had to leave their universe because of that. He's like, we can't live here anymore. And, them random stuff like that. That stuff I find
another
hilarious.
episode, the fucking snake episode, the time cop.
Oh man, yeah. That's when they did time travel, right?
Yeah, dude. Oh my god,
they did time travel, and I think that was after the vat of acid, right?
I don't remember,
because I think they were trying to go for that type of thing again. Because the main thing Rick kept saying was stay in the car, Morty.
Stay in the car, dude. Just do what I tell you to do.
He didn't. And this whole thing happens, and at the end of the episode, he's like, next time, stay in the fucking car. And he punches Morty in the face. It's like, that's just ridiculous. Yeah, that episode was wild. The snakes in space, and then I don't know if that's supposed to be a take on a movie or what, but that one was good as well. Yeah, there's plenty of good episodes. But yeah, I try to do my best to to dwindle it down. But yeah, Vat Acid, I think a lot of people would agree that's up there. I'm surprised. I know I had like 3 or 4 that you straight up didn't like.
Yeah, man, just straight up. Some of those I'm like, it doesn't land. If it's not I don't like them, but when you surrounded by all those other episodes, like when I find myself watching Rick and Morty all day,
right,
the ones you named are the ones I skip.
Man,
Like those are the
I don't
ones I
know.
always skip.
Vindicators 3, man. I thought that was
the Vindicators episode. I went and watched the Vindicator stuff they did on fucking Adult Swim on YouTube. I didn't really care for that.
That was Vindicators 2. That was the one
yeah,
Rick
that's
and
it.
Morty.
Yeah, they're just sad assholes, man. I don't know.
That's what Rick was trying to say. He's like, you call them heroes, but they're just a bunch of assholes. And Morty's like, nah, whatever. He's like, all right.
With weird superpowers like 1,000 Ant-Man or whatever, 1,000,000 Ant-Man,
1 million ants. Yeah,
the fucking Ghost Train Man. On the board.
All board.
Fucking stupid.
Oh,
the first part of the episode was when Freight Train Man confronts Megan Ant-Man about fucking Galaxy Lady.
Yeah.
As you can see, I don't know any of these people's names because I don't like that episode.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember her name at all. But she was the only one to survive at the end. Her and Noop Noop.
Yeah. And the best part about the episode was the end when they brought in Logic, all right?
Yeah, Logic. They threw a big party, and it was a song about Noop Noop. Listen.
Noop Noop.
I thought that episode was going to lead up to Rick and Morty realizing how much they mean each other, but it was like, nope. Rick was real upset that about Noop Noop, not Morty. I was like, oh man, fucking Morty. He's got feel bad for Morty sometimes because the question was, what was it? It was I'm acting this way because I feel like y'all are taking something special for me. If you know what that thing is, put it in the cart and I'll let y'all go. And it ends up being Noop Noop instead of Morty. And Morty's like, fuck you, Rick. Man, listen, that episode's great.
Morty had convinced himself he was talking about him.
Yeah, he had to smirk and everything.
Noop Noop, what would I do without you? Fuck you, Rick.
Hey, Noop Noop, listen. Vindicators 2 on YouTube. When Noop Noop went to that planet, do you remember any of those short episodes?
I don't. I barely remember.
And listen, Noop Noop got into some trouble. That's all I'll say. And he had to get out of there quick.
Hey, listen, when Noop Noop saying, God damn, it's the best part of the fucking episode. It's not a good episode, right?
Absolutely is. Man,
God damn.
God damn. Fucking Noop Noop.
This guy gets it.
Poor Noop Noop. But yeah.
God.
I think that's it for our top 10, my top 11, and all the honorable mentions. There's seasons, I don't know, 4 and 5 were a little bit iffy for me. I think season 6 is by far the best.
What? 4 and 5 are fucking great. Oh my God.
They just fell all over the place in the wrong way for me. But season 6 I thought was superb. And it's weird.
One of those fucking linear storytelling people that they always make fun of.
Well, hey, calm down there. Watch the pinky. First of all,
you are, man. They're making fun of you.
I was fine when it wasn't linear, but when they introduced the story,
I say that about you, but I'm not gonna lie. A lot of my favorite episodes, like they kind of connect. So, like, I kind of like linear storytelling too, right?
Yeah, when they introduced that,
a lot of my favorite episodes, they definitely connect to one another.
Right, and once they introduced that, I was like, oh, well, I kind of like this too. And when they go stretches where it's just random stuff, I'm like, hold on, give me some.
Well, they
did
such a good job at being linear that but I get it from them too. Like a lot of times, just random adventures are fun.
Right. Yeah.
Like I'm the kind of guy, but then again, I mean, it's funny because I make fun of you for being a linear storytelling guy, but when I play video games, I don't do side quests either. All right, I fucking play the storyline.
But
boring. It's just that. So I guess I would say I normally see it your way, but when it comes to Rick and Morty, they do the random stuff so well. Like, I really like it.
Right. Yeah.
They do the chaos stuff so well that I really fucking enjoy it, and I want more of it. So I don't necessarily like when they get tied down because they're so good at just being all over the place, you know.
Right. Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's a bit of a luxury in that way because they're really good at it. So, you know.
yeah, they're good at both. I think it was just listen, when they introduced his backstory, it was too late for me. I wanted to know everything about what was going on. When he went to jail, and then the very next episode they continued from that. I was like, oh, okay, I'm good. This is what I want now. And then they're like, here's some more random shit. I'm like, hold on a second. The last episode was big. The first episode of the next season was big, and now you're telling me worry about it later. I'm like, well, hold on now. I don't waited 2.5 years for this next season. You're Attack on Titan to me, and I don't appreciate it. But I do appreciate it. I appreciate the show a lot. It's hilarious. It's great. It's probably the only thing I pay for on YouTube because I don't have cable, and I can't wait long enough for it to come on Hulu or whatever. So I just buy the whole season on YouTube. I'm gonna be honest. I buy the whole season on YouTube, and then I can watch it as soon as it comes out.
And you pay for something? Yeah, you really like it.
Yeah, man, it's
you're
good.
really into it because that ain't really that's not your thing.
Yeah, and listen, Hulu's about to go, and I actually mean it this time because the last few times I went on there, I'm like, oh, I done watched everything. The only show I have left on Hulu to watch is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Everything else, I'm caught up on. So once I'm done with that, I'll be glad to say that I can let it go, and you can quote me on that, sir.
Yeah, you'll have it 3 months from now, but okay.
I don't know how long it'll take, but I know that's the last show. I'm caught up on everything else, and I'm happy about it. But yeah, listen, that was a good list for Rick and Morty. We should do more stuff like this. Got anything else you want to add?
I don't, man. It just about covers it, bro. It's listen, man. Rick and Morty, bro. I mean, come on, man. It's fucking perfect, right? In every way, it's fucking perfect. It is.
Yeah, not many complaints, and I hope season 7. Only complaint I will have is I wish there were more episodes per season. But
yeah, I do. But at the same time, man, when you look at the creativity and the artistic genius that comes into it, you may be asking for too much to do 15 and 20 episodes.
Right. Yeah, and I
10 feels about right because it's a lot there.
Yeah, and I completely understand. It's like when people complain, oh, we want this video game to come out, and then it comes out and it's full of bugs. They're like, oh, you should have spent more time on it. It's like y'all complain the whole time.
Cyberpunk.
I'm talking about just about any big game that comes out.
Yep.
Cyberpunk, anything Bethesda push out is like clearly no one tested this, but yet y'all still released it.
You guys want it out, so it's like, all right, art takes time, but fuck it, here you go.
Hey,
it's too patchy. Yeah, well, we're gonna release patches, and then you gotta put them in yourself. I don't know.
Right. Hey, I'm always willing to wait for a good product. That's why I don't care about Attack on the Titan. But all right.
Wow.
Well, yeah. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll catch y'all later.
All right, man. Peace.